Hi, and welcome to Chili Pork Verde. It is a beautiful Mexican pork stew. So delicious, so easy to make. It's my last day here at Sam's, so I thought I would leave him something tasty in the refrigerator for when he gets home from the airport. So let's just jump right into it. Now, I have my oven on a broil, and we're going to throw all of this stuff under the broiler. Two poblano. I don't know why I struggle with that word. I'm going to cut these in half and take those seeds out. It's easier to do it now than after they're roasted. And if a few seeds remain, perfectly okay. I'm going to put those on our sheet tray here. I have a serrano pepper and a jalapeno, but if you're sensitive to the heat, then you could just do 3 of these poblano peppers. But I'm going to do the same here with them. I'm just going to cut those in half, take out those seeds and membranes, and put them on my sheet tray. If you do like spice, leave the seeds in. Now, I do not recommend that you do this without gloves on. I do it all the time and then touch my eye and regret it. But I've already started here without my gloves, so there's no going back now. I have 1 whole onion, and I'm just going to quarter that and pop it on my sheet tray here. I have 5 cloves of garlic. Same thing. I'm going to just pop them on my tray here. And then you're going to want 1.5 pounds of tomatillos. And the tomatillos are going to come with this papery outer skin. And we're just going to remove that. And then they're going to be sticky. And you're going to just give them a good wash. And we're going to cut those in half. I like to cut them down the center, not this way, but down the center, and then sit their little tops and bottoms up. Now, the tomatillo is from the nightshade family, but it's closer related to the gooseberry than it is the tomato. They are native to Mexico and Central America. Now, I just want just a little bit of oil. I'm just going to kind of put it on my hands and just kind of rub it. I don't want too much oil here, and I'm using my avocado oil because this is going to go under that broiler, and there's going to be a high heat on it. So into your oven, under your broiler, not all the way up on the top. Bring it down just a little bit. You don't want it all the way up at the top. And this is going to be 7 to 10 minutes. So it's obviously another chance to use the Dutch oven. I'm going to get this Dutch oven heating up here. And next we're going to use 3 to 4 pounds of pork. And you want your pork cut into little, 1-inch cubes. Now, you want something either from the shoulder or pork butt or something like that. Don't use your tenderloin here and don't use your loin here because it's going to overcook and get dry on you. So to this, I'm going to add a teaspoon of kosher salt, kind of working it in as I go, and also a teaspoon of freshly cracked pepper. And as soon as our pan gets hot here, we're going to add about a tablespoon. And again, I'm going to go with my avocado oil here and just get that salt and pepper all mixed up in there. Add our oil. I'm not sure if this has really had time to get hot or not yet. We'll put a piece in there and we'll listen for it. So now I can hear it. So now we're going to get our pork seared off. And if you have to, do it in a couple batches just so you're not overloading your pan. We're going to let that brown, but just kind of keep it moving until it's all brown, and then we'll switch it out and do the last batch. Now, if you're doing this in the crock pot, which you absolutely can do this dish in the crock pot, just brown your pork, pour it in your crock pot, and then we're just going to add the sauce to it. So here we are out from under the broiler, and you can see how everything is blistered. Now, a lot of people like to take the skin off. And depending on what I'm going to use it for, if I was making a chili relleno, I would take that skin off. But we're just going to blitz all this, and that's going to add a nice char flavor to your sauce. So I got all of my pork ready, and I'm just going to let that cook while we get our sauce going. Now, I wanted to do this big hunking thing so I could do it all at once, but I cannot find the base, and I'm sure Sam's going to watch this and he's going to text me and go, "It's right in front of your face." but I could not find it. So we're just going to give all of this a blitz in your food processor or your blender. I'm probably going to do this in 2 batches. I don't think I can do all of this in 1 batch. And just give this a nice puree. And then as that's completed, we're going to just go ahead and pour that right into our pork here. So I have about a half a bunch of cilantro. I'm going to go in there with that. And my peppers. And the garlic, and then all of this juice that's collected, I'm going to pour into here. So if you're having a hard time blending this, we're going to use about 2 to 2.5 cups of chicken stock in here. So you can put a little in there to get that moving along. All right. Look at that beautiful green color. Isn't that gorgeous? Just look at that. All right, in we go. I'm going to do a little of that chicken stock in here and give that another whirl just to get all of that goodness out of there. Isn't that beautiful? So to this, we're going to add a teaspoon of cumin and a tablespoon of oregano. If you can source out Mexican oregano, I think it's worth it. It just has a different, bolder kind of flavor. But we're going to do a tablespoon of dried oregano. We're going to do a teaspoon of kosher salt and a teaspoon of fresh cracked pepper. Now you've got 2 choices here. You can bring this to a boil, reduce it to simmer, pop the top on it, and cook it on the stove top. Or you can do like me and throw it in the oven. I feel like when I throw it in the oven, I can kind of walk away and forget about it. And I feel like when it's on the stove top, I want to peek at it and check on it, which you really don't have to. But I get more worried about the heat levels and stuff. So I'm going to put mine into the oven. I've got my oven on 350. And then we're going to check on it in 1.5 to 2 hours. Got my last tortilla cooking because it is time to take our chili verde out of the oven. It's actually been 2 hours, but it's time to take it out. And traditionally, they are served with flour tortillas. I went to work for Zete House in 1999, Zete House on Tatum and Shea in Phoenix, and the most amazing food. Everything that came out of that kitchen was made in that kitchen. They have since sold to corporate 2 or 3 times they've been sold, but absolutely amazing, amazing food. And chili verde was on the menu as one of the most popular ones, and you would get a little cast iron skillet with your chili verde and a roll of warm tortillas. It was so delicious. Another thing that you can top this with if you like is some cotija cheese, and you can garnish with some cilantro if you like. Let me get these switched out, and then I'll get the chili out of the oven. I'm so excited to taste. So definitely 2 hours was enough. The smell is so amazing. You see how pretty it is? Isn't that gorgeous? So let's get a tortilla. And obviously it's going to be a little hot to taste. But we're going to give it a go anyway. So this is so simple. I mean, it really honestly didn't take too much time to get in the oven. And then I just let the oven do all that work today. I think it's just too hot. We let it cool down. And you can customize this. Change up your peppers, add hotter peppers, add milder peppers. So perfect. So delicious. This is amazing. You're going to love it. You're going to do the happy dance. So easy to do. Do it in your crock pot. Do it in any kind of pan that can go into the oven. Do it on your stovetop. It's easy. It's delicious. I think you're going to love it. Thanks y'all for being here. I'll see you real soon. Bye.